Back in 2007, 2008, when I was a teenager, there stood an old abandoned house on the edge of a park on the Wirral. My friends and I had passed this house many times and not really given it much thought until the day we decided to have a closer look. The house was pretty big and it had 3 floors. All of the windows were missing and it looked like it had been on fire once or twice. It had a stone wall surrounding the property, which we had no difficulty in climbing. Navigating through the overgrown garden on the other side of the wall, we eventually reached the front door of the house. There was a small gap in the boards that covered the door so we could crawl inside. Once inside, we had to use the light on our phones to see, but we found the downstairs to be completely empty, no furniture, nothing. After exploring the downstairs and basement area of the house and finding nothing interesting, we headed for the stairs. Reaching the top, we were faced with 4 doors, each locked with not 1, not 2, but 3 sliding bolt locks on the outside of each door. That's weird. Why would these doors need to be locked so securely from outside? We thought as we started unlocking one of the doors. Inside the room was an old metal bed which looked like something out of an old hospital, an armchair, and a wardrobe. The other 3 rooms contained a similar setup. After exploring all 4 rooms, we wanted to check out the top floor, but the stairs had been destroyed by fire at some point. The only way up was through a hole in the ceiling in one of the 4 rooms. We pulled over a wardrobe, and I stood on it to see what was on the floor above. The floor looked unsafe and it was even darker up there, so I didn't climb all the way up, just shone my torch around from where I was. That's when I found an old metal club with the wrist strap still attached. It was heavily dented and was obviously well used. After showing my friend what I had found, I left it up there and climbed back down. Because it was so dark inside, we hadn't noticed the sun had set and it was almost pitch black outside. We sat opposite the front door and each began rolling a cigarette discussing what we had found when something made me look up at one of the windows. To this day, I still struggle to find words to describe what I saw. I saw a figure standing in the window of one of the bedrooms. It was not transparent like the traditional ghost, nor was it solid. It was almost like it was made out of a liquid or smoke. Although it was so dark in the room, the figure seemed to be illuminated as if it was giving off its own light. Despite its hazy appearance, I could make out that it was wearing a white doctor's coat with a name tag on the left breast pocket. The face was too distorted to make out any features, but I could see 2 large black eyes staring back at me. I sat there completely frozen to the spot, trying to comprehend what I was looking at. It could have been seconds, but it felt like hours. Suddenly, I regained control of myself, and without saying a single word, I jumped up and sprinted for the wall. As I was running, I was wondering to myself whether I had really seen it or not. At this point, my friend, who was a faster runner than me, overtook me and continued running up the road. Eventually, I caught up to him and asked him why he had been running. What he said next has haunted me ever since. I saw a doctor in the window.